You might have heard me saying this many times, that when you accept yourself the way you are, the world recognizes you. But let me tell you something. The journey of self-acceptance is never easy. There is one major obstacle that you have to break if you want to become an achiever. And that major obstacle is a long list of fears that you have to overcome. The fear of known, as well as the fear of unknown. I always say one thing, that out of these two, only one can win. Either you or your fear. So now you have to choose whether you want to become a winner, or will you let your fear win the battle. In this video, I will try to tell you that what is the way to fight these fears, because again, fighting fear is a big challenge. And when you decide to fight your fears, the first step that you should take is acknowledge and recognize those fears. What are those fears, and why do you want to overcome them? Once that is sorted in your heart and in your head, this journey becomes easier. The journey of fighting your fears. In this video, I'm going to share 3 major fears that I decided to overcome one step at a time. When I sat in the wheelchair after 2 years and 2.5 months for the first time, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I am going to accept myself the way I am, and I'm going to fall in love with all the imperfections that I have. And whatever I'm left with, I am going to take this journey with a lot of grace and with a fearless attitude. But I knew deep inside my heart there was a long list of fears which was stopping me from being me. So what I did, I wrote down all those fears, and I decided that I am going to overcome those fears one step at a time. Well, my biggest fear was facing people. I know, coming from a public speaker might sound ironic, but it's the truth. Facing people was my biggest fear. Not because I didn't want to see the people, I didn't want to face the world, but the sympathy that they used to have in their eyes for me, the way I was treated just as a mere patient, I never liked it. I didn't like mean remarks like, oh, she must have done something wrong. That's why she got punished by God. That's why she's in the wheelchair. And then there were comments like, oh, she's too pretty to be in the wheelchair. I was done with that. Because I was a human being who survived a bad car accident, and I was still breathing. And yes, I happened to be in the wheelchair. I wanted people to see me and not my wheelchair. But I knew that changing this narrative was not an easy task. And if I truly wanted to change the narrative, I really had to overcome this fear of facing people. And I did. You must have heard this quote which says, when you desire to achieve something in life, when you want to dream something, the whole universe conspires. And this exactly happened to me. When I decided that I am going to overcome the fear of facing people in order to change the narrative, because my why was very clear in my head. I got a call from TEDx Islamabad, a platform where I shared my story with the world for the very first time. Well, when I got a call from them, they said, we know that you are a wheelchair user and you are an artist. We want you to share your life journey with the whole world. Would you like to join us? And without skipping a single heartbeat, I said, yes, I will do it. Because I wanted to overcome the fear, and this was the wonderful experience and a great opportunity for me to overcome my biggest fear of facing people. And then after a week's time, there I was on the center stage of TEDx Islamabad, facing the audience. They were all sitting in front of me, and I gave a 10-minute TED Talk. And right after the talk, a girl came to me and she said, because of your TED Talk, I'm not going to give up. And that was the moment when I realized that this is the true calling for me. When I decided to overcome the fear of facing people, I became a speaker, which I never thought that I will ever be. This is how I explored this hidden potential of public speaking that I had in me, and I had absolutely no idea about it. The second biggest fear that I had to overcome, and I'm so glad and so grateful that I could manage to do it with the help of my family, is the fear of motherhood. When I was told that because of my injury, I won't be able to become a mother, I was devastated. But I also knew that I love children so much that in order to give the love of a mother, I don't have to give birth to a child to be a mother. I can always adopt a child and give all my love to that child, and he'll still be or she'll still be my own child. So that's what I did. I took the most beautiful and most heartfelt decision of my life. I adopted my beautiful son Nile. When he came in my arms for the first time, he was a few days old, and today he's 10 years old. He's not just my son, but my mentor, my teacher, someone who always inspires me to become a better human being. When I asked him, "What do you want to be?" he said, "Mom, I know I can be anything, but I really want to be a kind human being." And these are the moments that I cherish so much. And I thank God for giving me this wisdom, for making the right choices and right decisions in the life. The moment I decided that I'm going to face this fear of motherhood, I became a mother of a beautiful child. And yes, this was my second fear that I managed to overcome. Last but not least, my third biggest fear was the fear of abandonment. And it's quite natural. We are social beings, and what really scares us the most is loneliness. We keep thinking about what will happen when people will leave. What will happen if we get divorced or our marriage falls apart? What will happen? Trust me, nothing happens. I'll be very honest with you. Sometimes it takes letting go to understand that we were holding on to nothing. And I've always said this, and I'll repeat what I say, that when wrong people leave your life, right things start to happen. If you really want to be in a true love relationship, you need to become your own partner. If your relationship with yourself is beautiful, the world will smile with you, and you will be a happier and a more grateful person. So, do not be afraid of abandonment. In fact, liberate yourself by setting all those people free who are trying to clip your wings, people who are trying to put you in a position where you start to question yourself whether you're good enough or not. Because you as a human being are a complete whole individual. You are unique, you are precious, and as I always say, you are not just a face or a body, you are a free mind, you are a free spirit. And all you need is you to be an achiever. I hope this video will help all those amazing people who are dreamers but who want to become achievers in their lives. Dreamers and achievers are those people who do not give up when it comes to fighting the fears. So fight your fears, achieve.